All right, take us through Warren Sharp's Cowboy homework.
All right, so he did this for every single team. This is great work that Warren Sharp did. He talks about draft capital, draft value analysis. So the Cowboys, he says, have the 7th best overall draft value of their picks. If you count all 10 picks, they've got the 7th best value of picks in the NFL. They have a 20% greater draft value than the average NFL team. All right? Now, their first 3 rounds are a little bit less. The first 3 rounds ranked 12th, so they're going to be a little bit low, but overall, top 7 draft value.
All right.
When you talk about the offense and the defense, it's really difficult to get into the offense because the Cowboys' offense is going to be graded off of last year, and they didn't have their quarterback. So I skipped right through all the offensive stuff. So now we go to the defense, and in terms of the interior defensive line, the edge rushers, the corners, the safeties, the linebackers, he detailed every single player, what they need, what they can do, all that stuff, yada, yada, yada. And I went right to the corners, right to it. And this stood out to me. So these are the corners currently on the roster. They've got Diggs, Goodwin, Lewis, Brown, Robinson, Smith, and Hall. Cowboys took some swings at corner in last year's draft. Tough to ask rookie corners to jump in and be productive. Here we go on Diggs. Among 148 corners with at least 100 coverage snaps in 2020, Diggs ranked 127th in adjusted yards allowed per coverage snap, which adjusts for touchdowns and interceptions. He was also one of the most targeted corners when he was on the field, ranking 138th out of 148 in targets per coverage snap, which means they targeted him a boatload last year.
Yep.
Now, there were a number of rookies in the same area as Diggs in both targets and adjusted yards allowed. To his credit, he had the best completion percentage allowed in that group at 55%. Corner remains a need, but the problem is even if that's where they go in the first round, they're going to be relying on another rookie to step in and contribute. Though the bigger problem could be if there is not a rookie to step in and contribute with a few pieces to note in the secondary that ranked 21st against the pass in 2020. So, Diggs, for as good as people think that he had of a first year, that's pretty bad.
He's our Tua. Like he's our Will McClay on the field. He's untouchable. You're not allowed to say anything about Diggs.
Yeah.
Diggs got overloved here, and I'm not insulting him. I'm insulting those who went above and beyond falling in love with him. Diggs is the new girl that transfers into your middle school. Now she walks into class, you've never seen her before, and she dresses different. You're like, whoa, who is that? Mm-hmm. Who is that? All the guys used to all the girls that they went to elementary school with, all of a sudden sitting up, getting the gel and the mousse, tight rolling the jeans like Sergio Garcia, making sure they're real tight at the bottom. And you're like, whoa, who is that? That's what Trevon Diggs is to the Cowboys. We're tired of Anthony Brown, and we're used to Jordan Lewis, and we've seen Cheeto, and we've done it with Xavier Woods, and then Diggs is the new kid, and he's try hard, and he's got a dog mentality, and he didn't. The best thing about Trevon Diggs last year, he didn't go into a shell and crumble after giving up big plays. But because of that is his best accomplishment last year. And because he was the best of the worst, the newest of the worst, he got overloved around here. And that's why I'm like, I don't know what Diggs is. I don't know if Diggs is a 2. I don't know if Diggs can be a 1. But Warren Sharp giving us those numbers to prove the reality.
Yep. Autoflex Easy Fantax. I want to read this article, but I can't because I don't have Pro Football Focus membership. We have to get Dalton to do it. But there's an article by this guy named Moo on Pro Football Focus on which teams are good at drafting which positions based on where they took them. And I've got to read this. Yeah. I just don't have access to it.
So what was Warren Sharp's overall point because of Diggs?
The overall point is that it's very difficult to, if you're going to draft, do you want to draft for this year, for 5 years from now? The answer is both. But it's very difficult for a rookie corner to come in and play well. The Cowboys are going to have the same problems this year that they had last year. Now, they're going to be better this year by default. Like, they're not going to have the 30th best or worst pass efficiency on deep balls they had last year. Okay, they're just not. The history shows that they're going to go up a little bit. They're not going to turn the ball over as much on offense. I mean, how many times, even when Dak was playing, did they have, like, that Atlanta game, they had a ton of fumbles right in a row? Well, that led to points. More often than not, that's not going to lead to points the way it is the following season. Now, here's the other one, safety, real quick. Dallas has some work to do here. This is a defense that ranked 30th in DVOA against deep passes last year. Xavier Woods played 90% of the defensive snaps at safety, but after some poor play in 2020, he was allowed to leave. Donovan Wilson played well as he split his time between playing deep and in the box. After him, there are some questions, especially given Quinn's history in cover 3. Wilson might not be a great single-high fit consistently. KZ has played that role for Quinn, but it's coming off a torn Achilles. Curse has been mostly a rotational defensive back and special teamer. The league could be moving to more two-high looks, but Quinn's background says a more traditional use of single-high deep safety, and that player is not currently on the roster. So if they do that, they don't have somebody back there to fill that role. They're going to need to find that guy. Now, they're not going to find it at 10.
Right. Well, I would like then.
44.
This is why we're also having Richard Sherman discussions. Like, yeah, Richard Sherman is an in your prime type dude, but like add a little bit of age to the room. Like add another body that's just not this rookie in his first or second year in the league. Go after the secondary market and try to give a little bit of knowledge and experience and age on that back end.